Is it coming now? Check it out. Okay, so now we have this with respect to the x-axis as well as the y-axis. And then you just rearrange this equation and get back to this. This is known y is equal to mx plus c. When you just plot a graph versus ln of at and then time, you get this. Anyway, this with respect to the pseudo order I was telling you, isn't it? Here, the pseudo first order reaction, you will be doing it in the laboratory, for which maybe in the other days is that's potentiometer, colorimeter, and the other experiments been done. So done with that, you can just follow it up with the next one. So the other forms of it again followed by this rearranging, and then y is equal to mx plus c. Get back to the other forms of it and the integrated first order rate law. Get this finally. And then the exponential decay of the reactant of a first order, you can just see the exponential kind of a thing. And the variation in these are okay problems we can see in the last step. Okay, first order. Yes, half-life you just note down, students. This one you take down. So already we have seen with this equation. So this one, have you noted down, student, this equation?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yeah, rearranging that, you may take down the other one. This one is done. Then this is required, and then slope. Get back to the other forms. Anyway, other forms and all, I won't be asking for you. All these things. Then go back to the first order half-life. Okay. Uh, this one is important. T half is equal to 0.693 by K. I hope this you might have applied in your school days itself, isn't it? Have you applied it not?
Yes.
Maybe half-life, I may ask you some few problems based on half-life, as well as some of the order of the reactions I may ask you. Please note that, because derivations and other things and all is well known. Copy the same derivation, whatever is given in the textbook, or this is not going to help you. So I'm just teaching you in that way, how you're going to proceed and apply certain things. That's very important for this. So just study the what is kinetics you should know. Without the textbook, you can just manage with it, and then write different forms of it, what the equations are, finally rate equation, stoichiometric, order of the reaction, and then get back to the half-life. So I hope this you have noted down. Have you written this?
Yes, ma'am.
Mostly in my exams and all, you won't get derivations, because anyway, it's going to be an open book. So derivations part, but if at all it's going to be a closed book, you need to go by the derivation step by step. Sometimes one way of asking is in the middle, I may ask you something, okay? Based on the conditions or assumptions, certain questions can be asked. I hope what I mean, isn't it? You can get my point. Get my point or not?
Yes, ma'am.
So please be aware of all the assumptions as well as the points. So how you have to apply. Not same thing mugging and doing something and showing it and all will not really going to give you some much marks in this. Okay, T half is equal to write this one. It's clear that from the result, okay, this is actually the graph which is respected to the half-life. It's clear from the result that the half-life, the reactance is independent of its concentration of a first order. Therefore, the concentration of A at some arbitrary stage of the reaction A, it will be fallen to this further. So another important point to note at its time constant, that is tau. So the time required for the concentration of the reactant to fall to 1 by E of its initial value. So you can just take down this K into tau is equal to minus ln of A naught by E divided by A naught. Same thing, you're going to use these above equations here. So you know this one, and the other equations and all is known for you. Based on all these things, you're going to apply it and then have this, okay? Okay, so note down this one, where time constant of the first order reaction is the reciprocal of the rate constant. Okay, problems you have here, this I will go to the end. It's not required. I think this is not required. You can study this integrated second order rate law with respect to A to B. Any kind of, see, it's not necessarily again A to B, the reactant versus product. Maybe I will give you in other forms. So the forms also you please be aware of it, as well as the final equation. And then the integrated zero order rate law, you can just check out with this. Same thing based on the initial rate law, whatever we have taken, and then rearranging using it further, come back to this. And integrating factors with respect to 0 to t, that condition you please note down. See, I may give you certain conditions as well as the reactants and the product. I'll give you some conditions. One way of asking the question is that way. So using that conditions, you have to apply and get back to that. So it's going to be kind of a puzzle. Okay. So we are going to give you some puzzle kind of a thing, and you have to find out. Okay, next one is pseudo first order reaction. So till then we have seen only the basic things of what's rate law and what is this with respect to stoichiometric order of the reaction, and how do you calculate this half-life. All those things have been done earlier in the school days itself. Just you're going to only have a this thing. I'm not going to ask any of that part in your exam. Only certain applications is going to be your model questions I will be posting for you, so that you can just go through only those model questions and then be prepared accordingly. But for you to be aware with all the derivations and other things, you need to write step by step each and everything, as I've already told with respect to Michaelis Menten and other things. So like that you should come. It will be a kind of a mix of things, students. Not exactly the definition. I'll be asking you both the kind of a definition followed by some examples, applications, and then derivations. Okay. So the pseudo first order reaction can be defined as a second order or bimolecular reaction that is made to behave like a first order reaction. So the reaction occurs when one reacting material is present in great excess or is maintained at a constant concentrations when compared with the other substrate. So if the component B is found to be in the large excess and the concentration of B is very high as compared to that of your reactant A, it is considered as pseudo first order. Anyway, here the water we are not going to include in it. The concentration of water is very high and thus doesn't change much during the course of the reaction. We are going to take up with this, if suppose is going to be A plus B term to give you C plus T. So how it's going to be, maybe in general, some general equations I may give you one part, not giving you any examples. This is a well-known example, most of you might have studied with respect to this, and writing with this rate is equal to K into rate constant into this CH3COO. Yes. And then the rate constant of most of the reactions increases with increase in the temperature. Then take down with respect to ln of K, rate constant, ln of A, the pre-exponential factor, and E is the activation energy, R and T, and plot of ln K against 1 by T against is a straight line when the reaction follows the behavior. See, this you are going to find it out. I was telling you with respect to the Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, again there's a break in the net. Okay, students, this you have to study. See, for this pseudo first order, I will give you certain separate notes for that, follow that. So this one you study, and maybe if it is going to be much confusing for you with respect to graphical representation, I may not ask you this time. I will avoid that, and you can just for the exam point of view, you can just look for what all are the basics things, because since it is CAT 1, I would like to not make it more complicated, so that you will get some marks based on the questions. Okay, mostly 3 questions we will ask, maybe some split ups will be there, as this portions is getting more heavy, and maybe based on the split ups we will be going out. Okay, this you study, and then is also known calculations later, and then get back to the collision theory. Okay, so this is also rearranging all those things and writing finally then the collision theory. So what is this collision theory? The rate of the reaction is proportional to the rate of the reactant collisions. So the RS, that is the reacting species, must collide in the orientation that allows to contact between the atoms that's well bonded together in the product. So the collision must occur with adequate energy. What is this collision? What kind of a collision is going to occur? Student, you have reactant molecules separately. Okay, so when it is going to be at the surface level, if you have some reactant molecules on it, if it is going to be the reactants and whatever it's going to be, how you're going to apply to it, you end up in getting some products based on some. We have seen that phenomenon in the catalytic kind of a thing. I will just ask you with respect to the comparison. Few questions will be asked like comparison so that you know what is actually happening in the catalysis part as well as the collision part. So this can be also compared. So whatever I am just telling, are you noting down? Can you hear me, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
My
ma'am.
God, this net is breaking, I think again. Okay, so write down first one question will be asked based on the comparison. See, I'm giving you some examples, not necessarily catalysis and collision theory. I'm going to ask, there can be a possibility. Okay, it depends on the examiner who's going to set up the question. So what is this heterogeneous catalysis and homogeneous, how it's going to happen in that, and what is this collision theory, how the thing is going to work out on it. Okay, so the rate of the reaction is proportional to the rate of the reactant collisions. So the reacting species must colloid in an orientation that allows contact with the atoms that will become bonded together in the product. The collision must occur with adequate energy E to permit mutual penetration of the reactant species valence shell so that the electrons can rearrange in order to form some new bonds. So that possibility is also there. So but all the collisions will not lead to the product. Only the molecules which have the sufficient energy that can cast the energy barrier. So these are the conditions to be noted. Anyway, I'm not going to ask you what write in brief about the collision theory and write down all the points and all. Maybe some one point I may pick it in the middle and then ask you with some diagrammatic representations. Kindly go through in that manner. So this diagram I'll just show you. So you can just see here the collision theory. They were speaking about the orientation. What do you mean by orientation, students? How it's going to orient?
Ma'am, how the molecules set themselves to react,
Okay.
angles and
Okay. Orientation there. In the direction, how it is going to be in the other words. Am I right or not?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Also be aware of it. Suppose the terminologies, whatever we are going to use it. Okay. Orientation, the phenomenon catalytic surface. So like that, sometimes the questions will be a bit confusing for you to understand. So you should be also thorough with the terminology. So I'm giving you a clue here. So you have to take up the terminologies. You should be aware of the equations and then the assumptions. Is there any limitations for it? And then maybe based on certain conditions I may ask. And most of my question papers will be well distributed with all these things. And no direct questions, maybe one question, and maybe 5 marks question or something like that. I may ask you somewhere if I feel the topic is really good for the current scope and you might have not studied that earlier in the school days and all, that topic will be taken into consideration. Okay, based on that you just go through with it. So be also thorough with the terminologies as well as the whatever. Suppose if it's going to be one equation I'm going to give you, so you should be also thorough with the terminologies. Suppose I just give you y is equal to mx plus c, or else I give you the half-life equation T half is equal to 0.693 divided by k. So like that, if I'm going to give you certain things, so you have to be thorough with what is T half, what is k, what is m, what is n, if it is going to be the order. Suppose if I'm going to immediately give some reaction A, small a versus capital A, B, like that. So you have to also be clear with it. Immediately take up the clue in the question and proceed with it. There lies the intelligence of the person. So you're not going to write here much derivations or much kind of an explanations. It's not going to be your memory test. It is going to be how you're going to apply it in the paper. Okay. Will you be doing it in such a way? Maybe the pattern questions I will just show you after I complete this all the problems and other things. Then you can let me see who is going to come up with the answers. Okay, so getting back to this, so you know how the sides and all, suppose it's going to be heterogeneous, you know how the faces are in different phase. If it's going to be homogeneous faces are same phase. Maybe collision theory, how it's going to colloid, and what kind of a thing is happening in this case. So the rate of the reaction is proportional. So it's proportional to the rate of the reactant collisions. So the reactant species must colloid in an orientation that allows the contact between the atoms that will become bonded together in the product. So the collision must occur with adequate energy to permit mutual penetration of the reactant species, the valence shells, so that the electrons can rearrange to form some new bonds and a new species maybe. Okay, so here there's another clue there. So the reactant species and then the new species orientations, catch up the clues and then proceed. So that makes it better for you to answer. But all the collisions will not lead to the product. Only the molecules with having sufficient energy can cross the energy barrier. The minimum energy necessary to form a product during a collision between the reactants is called as an activation energy. The kinetic energy of the reactant molecules plays an important role in a reaction because the energy necessary to form a product is provided with the collision of a reactant molecule with another reactant molecule. Suppose going to A plus B or X plus Y. Okay, or some representations. Is it clear? Is it clear, student? So please write. Are you writing in your notebook whatever I am telling?
Yes, ma'am.
All the derivations and examples, maybe, yeah, the other one also I would like to say, please stick on to the examples like zero order, first order, second order, third order and all, and pseudo first order. Everything, please have some examples in hand so that time turning off the pages, looking for answers and finding out, that will take much time and you will not be able to make up the exam. So definitely there's going to be equal distribution, not from only one topic like kinetics or catalysis or thermodynamics, not like that. Equal distribution will be given for each and everything. Right. The
Ma'am, how
minimum
many
energy,
questions will be there?
3 mostly student, three 10 marks question. That's what we follow for our current batch. But still let us wait from the academics how they are going to tell for the first year students. Okay. Once the pattern is completely clear, I will just post you the pattern and how you have to proceed. Okay, the minimum energy necessary to form the product during the collision between the reactants is called as the activation energy. The kinetic energy of the reactant molecules plays an important role in the reaction because the energy necessary to form a product is provided by a collision of a reactant molecule with another reactant molecule. If the activation energy is much larger than the average kinetic energy of the molecules, the reaction will occur slowly. Only a few fast moving molecules will have enough energy to react. Now, if the activation energy is much smaller than the average kinetic energy of the molecules, the fraction of molecules possessing the necessary kinetic energy will be quite larger. Most collisions between the molecules will actually result in a reaction and the reaction will occur rapidly. See, the potential energy rises to a maximum and the cluster of atoms, it corresponds to the region close to the maxima, and it's called as the activated complex finally. Okay, now you can just see with respect to, you already know with respect to the catalysis, how the reaction is happening with respect to the products and the reactants, what is happening with the catalyst and without the catalyst. Now you also have to look into this collision theory with respect to, sometimes generally we also give some graphical representations thinking that the syllabus is going to be huge and for you it's not going to really make it out with graphs and all. I'm just not going to consider the graph part this time. Maybe I'll take up in the next time. So just but for you to know all those things, please make a habit of doing it like how you study for your closed examination. After the maxima, the potential energy falls as the atoms rearrange in the cluster and reaches a value characteristics of the products. So what is this cluster, student? So I'm going to teach you the way I ask the questions, how the words are going to be in that way. So now orientation, you have told me the direction. Very good. What is this cluster? How does this look like? This is separate, isn't it?
Group.
Group. Very good. So please, when you're going to take up the words, when you're going to make it up, you will write the answer in a better way. Okay. So cluster, if it is going to be, is a group. The same kind of a thing when it's going to be happening at the surface level. I was telling you with respect to the catalysis, more number of sites. If I'm going to give you this way, how it's going to be? Maybe most of the time I can see only Arshia is going answering. What about others? Huh? Okay, how do you this representation? What is this? Okay, you know clusters, orientation. Orientation is the direction, how it's going to be. And the surface. Catalytic surface, roughly I'm giving you catalytic surface, CS. I'm giving you some sites, active sites onto it. I will give some representation diagram now. Reactant, allowing the reactant to fall on this catalytic surface. So CS, maybe I can written this as a catalyst also. That way also is also fine. Catalyst also I can do it, right? And this is the more number of sites you're going to have. And what is the product? I can give you the phases also sometimes, maybe based on the questions how it is going to be. Okay, this is one way of representation in the catalysis part, so that you know how it is going to be. Sometimes maybe even the reactions can be straightforward. Sometimes the reactions will be in a representation manner. So identify whether it's going to be heterogeneous and homogeneous, also many ways of representing it. So you have to pick up the choice there. So puzzle. So puzzle here. Yes, Arshia, tell me.
Ma'am, the diagram you just made, ma'am, won't it be difficult for the reactants to reach the to react on the
No,
catalytic
this is
surface?
just a normal way of showing you. Okay, generally we do it in a catalytic bed. Is that clear? So this will be a
Yes.
catalytic bed. So that and all high end level, not required for your level. So research and all, actually we do catalysis and all. Reaction pump slowly we will do. And what will happen here? The reactant will pass slowly into this bed. So this is going to be a catalytic bed. How you're going to pack this catalyst bed? You have to put some glass wool or something like that, so that the catalyst is going to be there. It's not going to fall. Can you understand? It's just packed in the middle. So the contact time is very much required. Can you get my point? So the reactant molecules, as well as how much contact time it's going to stay over there, get it and then come down. Maybe some condenser also possible you can just have. Is this can be done in vapor phase. Okay. So you can also do the reaction in liquid phase also for catalysis. Is that clear, student? So how you're going to take up the contact time is very important. So catalysis, what all is very important? The reactant, how you're going to take, whether it is in the gaseous phase or liquid phase. And this is mostly, I am just telling here, for example, for a liquid phase. Some reactant I'm going to fall over here, allow it to pass through it. So this is the catalytic bed. Catalyst is there. Say some few grams of my catalyst I just take and load onto the catalytic reactor tube. So when it just passes into this catalyst, something is going to happen over here. Am I right or not? So what are the factors you will be looking into this? When one small example I'm just telling you, just try. What is going to happen there? I told you clearly reactant, catalyst and the contact time. And you sometimes you can have the condenser and all these things. And temperature is also important. So what kind of a temperature you're going to place there? Some thermocouple you can have it. Okay, adjust some temperature conditions and all. Because how does you choose the reactant molecule, choose students, when you just go on for the some reactions and the temperature conditions based on the reactant? How you would prefer to see the reactant? You will see some specifications, isn't it? Yes,
Yes,
answer.
ma'am.
So you have to be aware of all the specifications of the reactants and then only you have to proceed. Suppose I want to start some normal reaction like nitrobenzene to aniline. So how do I go with nitrobenzene to aniline? Maybe I want to do some catalytic work like palladium on some support roughly.
Yes,
Most
yes,
of the
ma'am.
reactions, palladium, platinum, ruthenium, rhodium and all will go well for hydrogenation reactions, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
So
ma'am.
how we are going to take that? This is one condition. So please sketch out for the conditions and then go with. Maybe I know at for your BTech level what are the conditions are going to be. So see the conditions, apply it and then do it. Okay. So you have to look for the specifications, all the temperature and other things. Then you can fix the temperature from this. For this catalyst, certain things can be noted down. You can look for the I was telling you about how much ml of reactant you are going to pass it into the catalyst and what is going to be the product here and what kind of an grams you are going to take out here in this case. Okay, so that is one part. The other part is maybe the time. The time is also very important. Maybe you can collect the products for every hour. Can you understand? 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour. And test the analysis of the products can be done that you can go for gas chromatography GC. What is a gas chromatography? I hope you have studied all the, maybe in our chemistry later part you will be studying all the uh, explanations, okay, in detail about the characterization techniques and all. I hope your CBSE students might have studied gas chromatography. What is this gas chromatography, student? What do you do in that? Just try. What are the different types of chromatographies you have studied? Paper chromatography, TLC,
Column chromatography.
column, gas
Thin layer.
chromatography, yes, thin layer,
Ma'am,
TLC.
we try to extract various types of gases.
Without decomposition.
Gas chromatography. Suppose I'm going to give you this heterogeneous catalysis we were speaking, isn't it? Going to give you some products to analyze it in gas chromatography. How do you go for the analysis? What happens there?
And we
So
first
you'll get a
separate.
chromatogram this way, isn't it? You get some chromatogram this way. Maybe we do not know how it is going to be. We will see the retention time and all here. Am I right or not?
Yes, ma'am.
So how do you go is you generally go for this and you see the authentic samples. Generally in gas chromatography, suppose NB to aniline, you take nitrobenzene to aniline, you see the reactants, how it is going to be, and then take the authentic sample and get the peak for it first. Then take the aniline, also take an authentic sample, means original, okay, of it, and later you collect this product and see the analysis, it could match actually how it is going to be. So that is again quite different. So next step will be doing it in the researchers generally do that way. Have a comparison and then go for conversions and selectivity and yield percentage you can get just based on the catalytic reaction. So at your level, we are just only explaining to you what are the different types of catalysis and how it is going to be proceeded. Okay, so in catalysis itself, what are the thing you will be, okay, first is catalyst is very important. What is the process you're going to look for, it is very important. Whether it's going to be a homogeneous catalysis or heterogeneous catalysis, how it's going to be. Later, how you are going to take up with respect to the temperature and then the time on stream. In other words, this is different times you're going to take here with respect to first hour, second hour, third hour, 4 hour, right? So you collect in that way and then plot a graph. That will be done. Is that clear, student, what I said? So certain examples, conditions make it like you have to be aware of it, apart from knowing the definition as well as some of the maybe one or two examples. Known examples alone is not going to help you. I may give you some other example that is not given in your PPTs also, okay, related to it slightly. So get just have your textbook as well as you can refer to OG Pallana also. So that is also is fine. Certain examples you can just look for that and then go ahead. Okay, so this is one way of doing. So try to know all these kind of an individual things as well as the cluster of things. Getting back to the collision theory. Anyway, this you just catalysis part. Plus be aware of it. Yes, student.
Ma'am, apart from PPT, you also uploaded your notes, right?
Yes, Aditi, I have uploaded. I have uploaded PPT and then till some 2 topics notes I have uploaded in Word document. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Refer to that, and problems I will do now. Yet I have to do some derivations. I told you I will do it step by step. Follow it. That is for the closed book mostly. Open book, how you have to study, I already gave you a lot of tips. Study that. If it is going to be a closed examination, suppose you're going to be in a campus, definitely will ask you the derivations and other things, because there you need to know how you're going to write and other. Now you have all your textbooks in hand and everything. It's mostly going to be an open book, but we are not going to test your memory power or what you are going to write. That's all done already in your school days. Here only applying how you are going to catch up the point. The point is very important. So when we give you some puzzle, catch that. The intelligent students cleverly catches the points. Maybe in a question 1 or 2 clues will be there. Take up the clues and then go ahead. Is it clear? Will you do it?
Yes, ma'am.
Already I have told you some of the terminologies. Please be clear with the terminologies. Orientation, cluster, reactant species, how it's rate constant, rate law, and what is it, half-life. Everything should be in tips. Okay, then only you can make it, because sometimes we go in for some time duration of 1 hour, mostly 1 hour. Okay, so 1 hour how the student's going to come up is the challenge, right? So will you do that way, student? So that is how I am just telling you to prepare accordingly. Is it clear? Will you prepare?
Ma'am, if we refer to the book you just told, O.G. Pallana, is it enough?
See, that's what that I don't tell you O.G. Pallana alone, but as per the syllabus, you have to go in for the prescribed syllabus. Whatever textbook has been given for you, that you follow. Not apart from that.
Presentations enough.
No, definitely not. Presentation is just a PPT is just a content related to your syllabus, I can say. It's just a content.
Notes.
Huh? See, the content, notes and all has been added for you with respect to your syllabus. Please be clear. See, syllabus is like some subtopics they have given. So what are all the things? But I have taught, that only will be asked. Not away from any of the thing. So in that way, you need not have to worry. Is it clear? So only the way I have told you, that you can look for in that, how the examples can be varied. How the examples can be varied, how the assumptions can be made, what kind of a limitations you can give it. That is very important. Is it clear? Is it clear
Yes.
or not?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. I hope, let me see who is going to get the full marks. Mostly full marks I will not give. Let me see how the way is going to be. Maybe based on your cat 1 itself, we can know understand the standard of you, actually how you're going to perform. Okay, so overall, so let me see, you just take it as a challenge and then study. So this is how you're going to prepare. No mugging up, no doing things, derivations step by step, but it should be known. Derivations should be known. But now we are not going to test the derivations and all the explanation. What is kinetics? What is catalysis? What's heterogeneous? What's homogeneous? What's biocatalysis or enzyme catalysis? Only going to apply. Do that way. Is it clear? Will you do that? Fine. If you have any individual queries, you can ask me in the thing. We are running short of time. Okay, let me just go with this. So I hope all these things are clear for you. So look for all these things and then study. Okay, the potential energy, now getting back to the collision theory, the potential energy rises to a maximum in cluster of atoms that corresponds to the region close to the maxima. So the maxima we can even write this way, isn't it? How do you write maxima? So it's called the activated complex. After the maximum, the potential energy falls as the atoms rearrange in the cluster and reaches the value characteristics of the products. So the peak of the potential energy corresponds to the activation energy, and this kind of a Clausius configuration is called as transition state of the reaction. Fine. The pre-exponential factor is a measure of the rate at which collisions occur irrespective of the energy. Hence, the product of A and the exponential factor E of minus EA by RT gives the rate of successful collisions. Is it clear? So the potential energy profile for an exothermic reaction, the height of the barrier between the reactants and products is the activation energy of the reaction. This is well known. So you know what is exothermic reaction and endothermic reaction? No or not?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So both the postulates of the collision theory of the reaction rates are accommodated in the Arrhenius equation. So the frequency factor A is related to the rate at which collisions having the correct orientation occur. Okay, having the sometimes students this PPT there can be some mistakes with the sentences and all. So better if you feel some corrections, maybe the corrections or whatever this been done in the textbooks, you can just look for it. If you have any kind of an confusion is coming on with the sentences, I'm telling, get back to the textbook. Okay, sometimes there can be few. Yes.
Ma'am, the line you just read, does it mean that the Arrhenius equation applies to only those reactions which are possible?
Which you are telling, Harshia?
Ma'am, it says no that the correct orientation should occur. So does that mean that only if the orientation and everything is correct, we can apply the Arrhenius equation?
No, I don't get what you're going to tell. But anyway, this is with respect to the postulates and conditions, whatever we have just told you earlier. Okay. So based on that only, we will be just going on with it. I'm not clear with it, what you're saying. You can just post me. Huh? Okay. So the exponential term is related to the fraction of the collisions with providing the adequate energy to become the activation barrier of the reaction. So see with respect to the reactant molecules, how it is going to be, in what the direction it is going to be, how the cluster is going to be, and then look for it. Okay. So quantitatively, for two reactions at the same temperature, there's another condition. You can just see for the conditions here, the reaction with the higher activation energy which has the lower rate constant and the slower rate, the larger value of EA results in a smaller value of this, reflecting the smaller fraction of molecules with enough energy to react. So again we see with this, with respect to the conditions, you have to representations being there. And the reaction with the smaller EA, that's the activation energy, which is having a larger fraction of molecules with enough energy to react. So this can be reflected the other way, and you can just see whether how does the reaction actually go. So as the activation energy of a reaction, suppose it decreases, the number of molecules with it at least this much of energy increases is shown in the shaded area. So this is just a representations. And at a higher temperature, more molecules have kinetic energies greater than this, and it is also shown in the areas here, shaded areas and the normal one. How does it? So with respect to the higher activation energy, lower activation energy, the reactant molecules, and the other way of doing it. So this is being done, and okay, yeah, that's all. I think we'll go on to the problems now. Take down the problem question, student. So let's start up from kinetics. Okay.
Ma'am, we have
Shall we start with the
memorize
kinetics? Which one,
Ma'am, we have to
student?
memorize the formulae only up to second order reaction, right? Third is
See,
not
not
in syllabus.
memorizing anyway. Already you have the textbooks, isn't it? Everything you have in your hand. Okay. So what are all the things we have given? Just make a note of it point wise in your class notes, like how you are writing and all. That will be better for you. Suppose you're going to write for first order, second order, like some examples is fine, student. Okay, just go that way. Some representation, so not you need not have to check it out all those things in the exam point of view. Maybe in exam you will have many kind of things, because this textbook is huge. Whatever it's going to be OG Pallana or any other these prescribed textbooks, many pages. If you at that time you cannot turn around the pages and see for where it is. You know how it is going to be. Okay, so prepare the way you prepare. How you prepare? You go with the formulas. You go with the examples. You go with the conditions. Do in that and make it better so that you can easily come out with the way. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
You write all the formulas and assumptions and other things like that step by step, how it is going to be. We will not know how it is going to be, how the question is going. Sometimes because many people are taking engineering chemistry, we do not know what the professor's way of doing it. Okay, but as far as CAT 1 is concerned, anyway, I'm going to take up the question paper for you. So let us see how it is going to be. Anyway, based on whatever contents I'm going to teach you, whatever examples, maybe the example is not a kind of an same example. You want me to give the same example? Huh?
Ma'am, maybe for the first paper you can give.
Same example, no use then. Waste.
Model will be
Yeah, because same example, a kind of a copying will be there. Same, you are right. No use of writing the exam then. So a bit of a slight twist can be done. So in that way, do it. Let me see how you're going to take up. This will be a bit challenging for you. Maybe over a period of time when you go for CAT 2 and other things, you will be used to the system and will be doing it better. Okay. I think we are ending short of time, isn't it? Maybe in the next class, we shall start up with the problem. So get ready with it. And in OG Pallana also, you can just refer for some of the things. I think thermodynamics is good in that. You go for the thermodynamics, system, surrounding.
Ma'am, thermodynamics will only come up to where you've taught us, right?
Yeah, that only. See, in OG Pallana, you can see the page numbers. Okay, get back to the page numbers and do it. Is that clear? Will you do it that way?
Yes.